guys, welcome to Grace Kids TV. I am so excited that you are here today, but before we get started, let's get on our feet and worship.
God, you are great.
Great, great, great.
And we want you to know, God, you are great.
Great, great, great.
And we love you so.
To think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be. I like to think about the goodness of the Lord. He gives me everything I need and so much more. So I just want to lift my hands and say that I love him. I just want to lift my heart in praise. And I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to remember everything that the Lord has done. I want to be thankful. I want to be grateful. I want to be thankful. I want we speak your name. We lift our eyes, tune our hearts into your beat. Where we walk, there you'll be, with fire in our eyes, our lives alight. Your love untamed, it's blazing out. The streets will glow forever bright. Your glory's breaking through the night. You will never fade away. Your love is here to stay by my side of my life, shining through me every day. You will never fade away. Your love is here to stay by my side of my life, shining through me every day. You wake within me, wake within me. You're in my heart forever. You wake within me, wake within me. You're in my heart forever. With fire in our eyes, the lives alight. Your love untamed is blazing out. The streets will glow forever bright. Your glory's breaking through the night. You will never fade away. Your love is here to stay by the side of my life, shining through me every day. You will never fade away. Your love is here to stay by the side of my life, shining through me every day. You wake within me, wake within me. You're in my heart forever. You wake within me, wake within me. You're in my heart forever.
Welcome to Grace Kids. My name is Cassie, and I am so glad that you're here today with us. I absolutely love learning about God with all of you guys. Today we're going to continue on our amazing race through Genesis, where we get to learn about God and his people. That sounds so great. I have loved learning about Genesis with you and our friends. So let's take a minute and review the Bible verse that we've been going over the last couple weeks. Okay. Psalm 145:13. The Lord is faithful and will keep his promises. Awesome. Well, we've been learning about this guy named Abraham, right? In the Bible. He has to trust that God will keep his promises a lot of times.
A lot.
Yeah. How did Abraham have to trust God to keep his promises?
I don't know that I remember.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. I can remind
Okay.
you. All right, so first, Abraham and his family packed up everything they owned and moved far from home.
Right.
Can you imagine having to do that? They trusted God, though, and they followed him to a new land that he showed them. Okay, so then, once they got to the new land, there wasn't enough space for all of them.
Oh,
Right, so they couldn't stay together. So Abraham trusted God and let Lot choose the best land first. What?
Oh.
Okay, and so...
That had to be hard.
Right?
Yeah.
So far, this race is pretty crazy. It's not a straight and simple race course, right? There's been lots of things happening. It's had some roadblocks and obstacles and things that have tested Abraham's trust in God. But he remembered that God always keeps his promises. And that, my friends...
I love these secret words.
I know,
They're
right?
so fun.
I feel so official with my envelope.
Yes, it's like a spy.
Our secret word for the today is promise.
That sounds pretty cool.
It is.
What does a promise really mean, though?
A promise is when you tell someone you'll do something, you actually really mean it. So I wonder what will happen in our lesson today where Abraham will have to trust God to keep his promises.
Let's see.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Miss Melissa. Welcome back. I am so glad to be here with you. So let's see what promise is in our Bible story today about Abraham. I am going to use pictures today of Sarah, Abraham, and 3 mysterious men to help you see the story. Are you ready to hear about God's promise to Abraham? So Genesis chapter 18 says that Abraham and Sarah were living in their tent near the large trees in Mamre. One hot summer day, Abraham was relaxing outside of the tent. While he was sitting there, he looked up and he saw 3 men walking toward him. Well, Abraham wasn't expecting any visitors and he didn't know who they were. But when he got up from where he was, he went to go greet the 3 men. Abraham said to the men, "Welcome! Please come sit with me. It's very, very hot. I'm sure you're very thirsty. Rest here under these trees and I'll be right back. I'll bring you something to drink and something to eat. Then you can go on your way since you're just passing through." The men agreed to stay for a while, so they sat in the shade while Abraham went into the tent. He said, "Sarah, we have some visitors. I'm going to get some water for them. Can you make some fresh bread and cook us up something good to eat?" Sarah was so happy to help, so she started to make lunch right away. And Abraham got some water, and they went back to the 3 mysterious men. The men were just making themselves comfortable outside of the tent, and they sat down to eat and rest. Okay, so here's the crazy part of the story. Abraham didn't know it at this time, but these men were actually God in disguise. See, the Bible tells us God made a special promise to Abraham, and he disguised himself as these 3 mysterious men to tell Abraham all about his promise. And they asked Abraham, "Where's your wife, Sarah?" Abraham said, "Well, she's in the tent fixing our lunch." So while Sarah was in the tent, she was very curious about what these strangers were talking about with Abraham. So she was kind of listening into their conversation too. See, the 3 men said, "We have some good news for you, Abraham. Around this time next year, we're going to come back. And you and Sarah, you're not going to be alone." Well, this was actually really confusing to Abraham. What did they mean him and Sarah were not going to be alone? Were they going to get some new sheep or something? Then the 3 men continued, "When we come back next year, you and your wife, Sarah, you will have a son." What? When Sarah heard this, she started laughing so loud. Can you all laugh like you heard something loud or funny? Laugh. Okay, serious now. Anyway, Sarah was laughing because, see, Abraham and Sarah, they weren't exactly like your typical parent age. They were more like your grandma or grandpa or your great grandma and grandpa. Could you imagine them having a new baby? Me either. So Sarah laughed and she said, a baby? Yeah, right. I am too old for a baby. My body is worn out. And Abraham, well, he's too old too. They just must be joking. But the men who were really God, they weren't joking at all. They said to Abraham, we will come back this time next year, and we promise that you will have a baby boy. And with that, the three mysterious men, they left.
What?
Whoa, what a promise! Abraham and Sarah thought they were too old to have a baby, but God promised it would happen. And what do we know about God's promises? Yup, they're always true. Just like the men said, the next year that baby was born, that baby boy. And do you know what his name was? Isaac. And do you know what Isaac means? Laughter. Yeah, because remember when Sarah found out she was having a baby? She started laughing. Very good. See, all throughout Abraham's life, God made and kept promises, and Abraham trusted God. Okay, so did you hear their secret word for the day? Did you hear the word promise in the story? Yeah, see, God promised Abraham and Sarah that they would have a baby. And did they? Yeah, they did. See, early in Abraham's life, God had promised him a family, a big family, a huge family, kids, great-grandkids, great-great-great-grandkids. There would be so many people in his family that you wouldn't be able to even count them because there's too many. And all of that started with God keeping his promise about Isaac. All right, let's say our big idea of today together. I'll say it first. God keeps his promises. Can you guys do it with me one more time? God keeps his promises. Very good. So I'm going to pray us out of here so you guys can get on with your day. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this story about Abraham and his family. We thank you for always keeping your promises. Help us to trust you like Abraham did. We love you so much. Amen. Boys and girls, you guys are awesome listeners today. Come back so we can do another amazing race through the Bible with each other. We'll see ya. Bye.
Hey friends, I am so glad you were able to hear that Bible story. And remember, as you are racing through this week, if you come across an obstacle or a roadblock or something that's super scary, remember our big idea for the week. God keeps his promises. He kept his promises with Abraham, and he will keep his promises with you too. Well, so good to be with you guys this week, and we'll see you again next week on GKTV.
Bye, guys.